With modern families, things can get, well, a little complicated. And that's especially true when it comes to Social Security. A question we hear all the time is, what happens when a current spouse and an ex-spouse both need to claim benefits from the same person? It sounds like a headache, right? But don't worry, we're going to break it all down for you.
So let's get right to it. Here's the big question. Can two wives collect Social Security from one husband? I mean, with gray divorce, divorces happening later in life, this is a situation a lot of people are facing. It really seems like the answer should be no, right? Like only one person can claim benefits. But is that really true?
Okay, get ready for this because the short answer is a big, simple yes. I know, it might be a little surprising. It's really that straightforward. Both can collect. But of course, this is Social Security we're talking about, so there are always going to be some rules we have to go over.
And this is probably the most important part, so listen up. One person's claim has absolutely zero effect on anyone else's. Seriously, if an ex-spouse collects benefits, it doesn't lower the husband's check by a single penny. And it definitely doesn't reduce the benefit for the current spouse. Think of it this way. It's not one big pie that you have to slice up. Everybody gets their own, separate pie.
All right, so you're probably wondering, how exactly does an ex-spouse qualify for this? Well, the good news is the Social Security Administration has a really clear checklist, and when you actually look at it, it's pretty simple.
Okay, here are the 3 big ones you need to know. First, the marriage had to have lasted for at least 10 years. 10 full years. Second, the ex-spouse has to be currently unmarried. And third, they've got to be at least 62 years old to start claiming those benefits. So if you can check all 3 of those boxes, then you're probably in the clear.
I'm going to say this again because it's so important, and it's the #1 thing people get wrong. The ex-wife's benefits do not reduce what the current wife receives. Not at all. The whole system is set up so that an ex-spouse's claim doesn't hurt the current family. It's a completely separate thing.
Now, this is a key piece of advice whether you're a current spouse or an ex-spouse. You always need to compare your options. You've got the benefit you earn from your own work history, right? And then you've got the spousal benefit, which can be up to half of your spouse's or ex-spouse's full retirement amount. Now, you can't get both. That's a common mistake people make. But the good news is, Social Security will always give you the bigger of the two.
Okay, so we've talked about the rules for when everyone's still around. But let's shift gears for a second. What happens when the husband passes away? This is where survivor benefits come in, and while the rules are pretty similar, there are a couple of key differences you absolutely need to be aware of.
So, just like before, both the widow and a qualified ex-spouse can get survivor benefits, and again, their claims don't affect each other. The big difference here is the amount. We're not talking 50% anymore. A survivor benefit can be up to 100% of what the deceased person was getting. That 10-year marriage rule, yep, that still applies. But for an ex-spouse, there's one more little catch. They can't have remarried before they turn 60. So, look, knowing these rules is obviously super important for getting every dollar you're entitled to, but it brings up a much bigger question, one that everyone planning for retirement has to ask themselves. Even if you do everything right and maximize your Social Security, is that really going to be enough? Enough to cover everything you need and want in retirement? For most of us, the honest answer is probably not.
And that creates something we call the retirement income gap. It's a pretty simple idea. Just think of Social Security as the solid floor for your retirement income. It's guaranteed, it's there every month. But what happens when your essential bills, your mortgage, groceries, healthcare, are higher than that floor? Well, that space in between, that's your income gap, and it has to be filled somehow. So how do you fill that gap? How do you build a bridge from what you have to what you need? Well, one of the best tools designed for exactly this problem is an annuity. It's like your own personal pension. It creates another stream of guaranteed income. Income you literally cannot outlive. It works hand in hand with your Social Security, giving you that peace of mind of a steady paycheck no matter what the stock market is doing.
Listen, figuring out all these Social Security rules and then trying to plan for an income gap, it can feel like a lot. It can be overwhelming. But here's the thing. You don't have to figure it out all by yourself. Here at The Annuity Expert, our whole job is to help people just like you understand all their options. We're talking everything from when to take Social Security to how to build a rock-solid retirement plan. And by the way, our services are always completely free. So please, give us a call for a free, no-obligation retirement checkup. Our number is 770-755-1565, or you can find us online at annuityexpertadvice.com. We're really here to help you get that secure future you deserve.